Masturbation. You might think it's just a normal habit, something harmless that everybody does. But science says something very different. Studies have proven that excessive masturbation not only wastes your time, it also disrupts your brain chemistry. Every time you watch explicit content or masturbate, your brain experiences an unnatural rush of dopamine. This dulls the pleasure you feel from real-life experiences. Whether it's your dream job, a genuine relationship, or a real-life achievement, everything starts to feel boring and empty compared to the artificial high you get in your room. The biggest problem? You don't even realize that you are gradually walking into an addiction. At first, you think you are in control, but slowly your brain starts craving more and more. In this video, I'm not here to preach about what's morally right or wrong. That's not my job. Instead, this is a scientific breakdown of how masturbation is destroying your life and how you can quit it permanently with science-backed methods. If you truly want to understand how serious this addiction is, and if you want to eliminate it to transform your life, hit the like button for the algorithm and play this video at 1.5x speed for a better experience. This is the exact same chemical reaction that fuels addictions like drugs, alcohol, and gambling. Look at this graph closely. It clearly shows how different activities affect dopamine levels in the brain. Normal activities like eating or experiencing sex raise dopamine moderately, and then it gradually returns to baseline. This creates a balanced sense of pleasure. But when we indulge in things like nicotine, cocaine, or other high-stimulus activities, dopamine spikes extremely fast. In some cases, it increases by more than 350% and stays unnaturally high for almost 2 hours. This prolonged spike hijacks the brain's reward system. That's why normal real-life activities start to feel boring. People then chase the same extreme stimulus again and again, and slowly this habit turns into an addiction. In simple words, the higher the dopamine spike, the closer your brain gets to burnout. That's why you often feel a lack of motivation to do normal things. Instant dopamine gives you a quick high. But when you start something new, like studying, going to the gym, or building a side hustle, if you don't see immediate results, you tend to quit halfway. The reason is simple. Your brain is already used to instant dopamine rushes, which real-life activities don't provide, even though those activities could actually improve your life. Since the beginning of this video, I've been talking about dopamine. But what exactly is dopamine? If I explain it in simple terms, it's a reward chemical that motivates you to take action. For example, when you achieve a goal, make progress in the gym, or succeed in real life, your brain naturally releases dopamine. But here's the problem. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a natural dopamine hit and an artificial one. Natural dopamine hits come from progress in the gym, achieving success in life or real accomplishments. Let me explain with a shocking case study. Researchers compared the brain scans of sex addicts and drug addicts. The results were shocking. Both groups had dull, weakened dopamine receptors. Their brains could not even register real-life pleasures anymore. This means that addiction to porn and masturbation can permanently shift your brain chemistry. When your brain becomes this desensitized, the impact shows directly in your daily life. You lose motivation. You feel anxiety and depression. You withdraw from real-world relationships because your brain is already trapped in virtual pleasure addiction. At that point, it is no longer just a habit. It destroys your personality and your future. So, what should be your next step in breaking this addiction? First, you must understand its hidden side effects. Many people spread the lie that masturbation is harmless. But the damage it causes to your body and mind slowly ruins your life. The energy and aggression that should go toward achieving your goals gets wasted. First, it hits your body physically. Overindulgence in masturbation makes you lose essential nutrients and testosterone, both of which are crucial for energy and strength. This is not theory. Science proves it. Every ejaculation causes a loss of zinc, magnesium, and vital nutrients, all necessary for recovery and energy. That is why you often feel tired and drained. Second, the dopamine crash after masturbation destroys your mental clarity. You feel distracted and unable to focus productively on anything. This is what people call brain fog. Now let's talk about the mental impact. If you think masturbating in a closed room goes unnoticed, think again. It directly damages your confidence and social skills. Once you fall into this addictive cycle, your self-image starts to weaken. You can't even look yourself in the eye in the mirror because you know you don't see a powerful, disciplined man. You stop chasing your goals. You procrastinate. You waste your days sleeping. You lose the energy to grow or push forward. When you step into social situations, you feel anxiety and awkwardness. You can't hold conversations confidently. You feel uncomfortable, introverted, and overly self-conscious. This is why so many young men today struggle with even simple human interaction. And tell me, after all this, who can confidently look at themselves in the mirror? This might sound like theory to you, so let me give real-world examples. World-famous boxer Mike Tyson admitted that whenever he had sex or masturbated before a fight, his aggression and performance dropped. That's why he maintained celibacy for 6 years and publicly admitted multiple times that sex and masturbation weakened him. Another legendary boxer, Muhammad Ali, would abstain from sexual activity for months before his fights, because he knew it was necessary to keep his testosterone and aggression at peak levels. Even today, many football players and MMA fighters follow the same practice to keep their energy, strength, and mental sharpness at the highest level. So now you understand both the science and real-life examples behind this. The real question is, how do you develop the discipline to break free? If you think quitting masturbation is only about willpower, you are completely wrong. To break it, you must destroy the dangerous dopamine loop. Without breaking that loop, you will relapse again and again. Let me give you an example from Japan. Right now, Japan faces a dangerous problem known as hikikomori syndrome. These are young men who lock themselves in their rooms, avoiding school, work, and society. The root causes are digital addiction, social media, and gaming. A country once known for its work culture is now battling this syndrome as one of its biggest national problems. Hikikomori describes people who completely withdraw from society for prolonged periods of time, and it is now seen as a social pandemic. If you don't understand this problem now, your future could end up the same. Never run away from reality. Don't say, "I don't have this addiction." If you do, admit it and start working to get rid of it. To break free, the first step is to reset your brain. And like always, I never give advice without a formula. Here's a simple 4-step formula that can help you quit masturbation forever. I've read countless Reddit posts, books, and articles before deriving this, and I can confidently say, if you follow every step daily, you can break this addiction. Step 1. Detox your brain. Start with a 7-day dopamine reset, so your brain focuses on natural rewards instead of artificial ones. First, eliminate porn. Next, quit social media binge watching. If you stop porn but spend hours on Instagram or TikTok, you've just swapped one trap for another. You also need to cut down junk food and caffeine, because sugar and caffeine also cause unnecessary dopamine spikes. Remember, even a small spike makes your brain crave bigger ones. And as I already explained earlier, the biggest spike comes from porn. The next thing to cut is gaming and overstimulation. A gaming you already know. Overstimulation means avoiding anything that drags you back into old patterns. You know exactly what I mean, and I don't need to elaborate. Step 2. Find replacement habits. Your body has high energy because of your age. And masturbation is not just a habit, but also an energy outlet. That's why the gym is number 1. Even home workouts work. Second, meditation. This journey is not easy. You'll face urges many times. The best way to control both your urges and thoughts is meditation. Third, reading and learning. The goal is not to eliminate dopamine completely, but to bring it back naturally. Step 3, block the triggers. Write down every trigger that causes urges and relapse. Now change your environment to remove those temptations. Use website blockers, apps, grayscale mode, disable incognito, and most importantly, change your location when urges strike. In the end, I'll say this. Just try it for 7 days. 1 week is enough to feel your mind clearer, your energy higher, and your confidence stronger. Life gives you 2 options. Control your desires and unlock your potential, or stay stuck in the same destructive cycle forever. Every time you give in, you make your brain weaker. But every time you resist, you become stronger. That's it for today's video. If you found this valuable, hit the like button and subscribe for more life-changing content. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, Keep hustling, keep learning, and as always, keep inspiring.